All right, good morning, everybody. I'm just kind of flying off the cuff this morning. I woke up with a very deep connected feeling, and of course we're always connected to each other. And it's based on just this connection that we have with each other, this beautiful little spirit family that is, collectively found itself all drawn together from all over the globe. I just woke up feeling this sense of almost wanting to reach out and gather everyone to myself. Now, I know that we're all, we're never ever separated, and that's something that's on my notes to talk about because that was in my heart too. But it wasn't that I believe that there is any disconnection or that there is any separation. I think what's in my heart is just a calling out of a recognition that there isn't, because of, holy shit. I know every one of you can resonate with the frequencies and the ups and the downs and the turmoil that each one of us individually and as a collective have been going through over the last 6 months. And recently, over the last 6 weeks, has just been, whew. Okay, so I'm going to start first with an update, and then I'll get into the rest of what I wanted to share on myself, because I haven't made a video in quite some time. I haven't been making much of a presence anywhere. So the first reason that is for was before being very sick, which I just recently was extremely ill. I was just kind of going inside, as many of us were. We were going within our kingdoms and doing a lot of inner work. And so it was like a quiet time. And also some circumstances in my life were changing very drastically at that point that had been very similar, had been going in one process, one direction for just under 2 years. So these things were occurring before that, but just, I missed the entire month of September from work. I became very, very ill. The paramedics came out to me twice. Very close to being hospitalized, but gratefully that didn't have to occur. I am prone to pneumonia when I get upper respiratory infections, and I knew that, so I made sure that, when the paramedics came, I alerted them to that. And then I want to shout out a big thank you to Derek and Malia. Everybody, this goes for everybody, because I know how many people that knew about this were holding me in really high frequencies of love and healing. I could feel each one of you as I went through this process. But I just really want to say thank you to Derek and Malia, because when I finally did reach out to them, because I wasn't scared, but I can say to you, I was getting a little bit concerned. I was not getting better, and it was the 3rd week in, and I was starting to get worse. So I was like, there's something going on here. So I just felt the desire to reach out to them, and I did. And of course, immediately they got right back to me and asked me what it is that I needed. What do we need? And I couldn't go to the doctor because the clinic here wouldn't even let you in the building if you had any symptoms, and it was stupid. So I basically got hooked up to an online doctor with some information that they shared with me, and I got some medication prescribed to me for the pneumonia. And then Derek and Malia, took a 2-hour round trip to get it to me. So I really, really appreciate that. And I appreciate everyone, because everyone's love and concern and care for me and heart towards me really held me through this very dark time. I'm going to be making videos very soon after this one. This is just kind of an update and to get back in the swing of things. I just started back to work yesterday. And so I'm still healing. And it's like I said, I'm going to be making videos because I know that I brought myself to this circumstance to get an inside look from behind these created mechanisms that this matrix is putting forward to create its own barrier for the old to stay and the new not to come in. The old really doesn't want to go, and it's got all of these things in place that we're experiencing because it's a co-creation. Even if it isn't your creation and you don't hail to it, and it's not your timeline that you are holding within your kingdom, other people's timelines, other people's creations are going to have their effect on you. And that's another part of this. I am now an authority on this crap And I know what you're talking about. You know I know what I'm talking about. I'm now an authority from the inside because I went to the other side of the wall of this new circumstance that has arisen from people accepting the J, and then what's happening as they're becoming little human petri dishes out of them. I believe that what I experienced was that secondary run of crap. And once again, we know we have to be careful what we say, so you understand what I'm saying. And I am an authority on it because I walked through it for 3 weeks. And I can tell you some very incredible things occurred that are far more outside of the parameter of just a little petri dish of man-made crap. So I'm going to be sharing about that because it's as we suspected, but now I was very intimate with it. Let's just put it that way. But I'm healing. I'm good. I'm going to come back better than I was. I'm not even going to get my strength back. I'm gaining something else because on a spiritual level, I also know that part of the reason that I'm feeling the way that I am, because I've been communicating with other family members, is because of this shift. And this is a big, big step in the shift. Big. So anyways, that's where I'm at, and I'm going to be jumping back out and reaching out to people and you know, letting the Spirit speak to me and, you know, moving and doing videos or whatever. And I also want to thank everybody for all their support when Barry from the Voice of the Wisdom of Ages decided to narrate my little story about dessert dishes. So I really want to tell everybody, I know I was a little overexcited. I kind of posted it everywhere, and I'm usually not like that, but I love Barry so much. I've become very close to that part of my spirit family. A few people I'm connected to now with there. And it was just such a huge joy and a huge honor. So thank you for supporting me and celebrating that. And that was just a lot of fun. I mean, I still listen to it every night, and I can't believe it because I sit there and listen to that voice. That voice, if you're familiar with the Wisdom Channel, you know what voice I'm talking about. To hear him read something I wrote is just, it's a really big, here, just have a little present from Abba Father, Mother God, you know, from the Spirit. It's just a big gift to me. Encouragement. I think it was just a little encouragement to say, you did good, honey. Here you go, you know. But anyway, so there's that. Okay, so now I've updated everything. And what I was feeling in my heart this morning was this reconnection. And as I was saying, we all know who we are in this little spirit family. It doesn't matter what ebbs and flows. It doesn't matter what comes and goes. But we all have been drawn together, and we just kind of, it's like our little life rafts sometimes go out into the ocean on our own, but they're like tied with these unbreakable cords, and eventually everything kind of just starts wheeling itself back in, and we end up back in this place where, you know, we're physically reconnected, verbally reconnected, and emotionally reconnected, where that spiritual connection never even waned for a second. And that was just what I was feeling this morning, and I felt very much Spirit telling me to get out there and just tell everybody that that's how you're feeling, because I think you're feeling it too. I mean, all the way from Derek and Malia to all of us. They've been, you know, the information they've been producing and the way they've been producing it, you can feel it from their hearts as well. And so I just wanted to reach out and to say to you that the shift before this one, where it was time to put away how hard we had to divorce everything in this matrix. We had to really cut everything off. I mean, like it just effing didn't exist. To back to engaging the as above, so below bridge system that we all are. If this is resonating with you, if you're one of my people, I'm one of your people, you know what I mean. We are the lights that are bringing the security of this bridge from one end to the other, as above, so below, as above, so below. So you know that already. And I'm just feeling like that last shift when we, you know, I did it and I shared it with anyone else and whoever it resonated with, just fully jumping back in, knowing the truth about what we live in and the illusionary nature of it, but fully engaging it, because without engaging it, we can't bring the as above to the so below. We can't be from one side of the bridge to the other. We have to engage this 3D earth plane illusionary game that we're playing with each other in order for us to bring source creation light to this plane that needs it very desperately for the balance to come. So that was the shift before this one, and I just feel like for myself, got my ass handed to me in a hat when I said, well, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to jump back in and engage Earth Game. Yay! I just keep wanting to say, fuck. I'm sorry, but this is an adult video, so you're just going to have to deal with it because there's no other word that describes everything that everybody's been going through. But today I think what my heart wants to implore is it has no bearing whatsoever on any of us and our true connection to each other. That's real with a capital R. This earth game that we're engaging in order to bring the light and anchor it and pull us all up through this ascension is only real little lowercase r. Please, 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 because I've done this. I've crossed back and forth through the emotional turbulence of feeling like, basically that's it, It feels that way, but it has no bearing on this. It really doesn't. It's only being proposed. For the rest of the game, everything that isn't your truth is simply a proposal, and you get to choose. That's your superpower. I see you, proposal of crap, division between the family, rumors, whatever it is. I see you, but I don't believe you, and you have no power over me when I don't believe you. Everything that isn't our story, beloved, beautiful ones whom I adore, is only a proposal. And yes, it will affect me. I just spent 4 weeks flat on my back, half dead. If you looked at me from the physical, having people, this little town that I live, I couldn't believe the benevolence that was poured out to me. That's a whole nother video. Incredible. I mean, from every angle, benevolence, every angle. But I can tell you right now, that was freaking real. I felt every bit of it. It was miserable. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. And going through the process became to a very, 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 very absolute crystal clear understanding that these other co-created storylines that are happening in congruence with ours will have its effect on you, little a. It will be real, little r. But your reality, your truth, capital T, capital R, trumps that. Don't run from it. Don't negate it. Don't berate it. Don't hate it. Don't grumble about it. Turn around and fully look at it. This is when I began to get well. Turn around, fully look at it and say, I see you and I feel you in my body, but I don't believe you. So this is this reconnection. I feel my own heart softening, and I think it's a collective softening. I think all of us are coming to this place where there's just something softening in our hearts as we've gone through some very turbulent waters with each other, and there's been a lot of physical ramifications that have not been fun. They've been extremely painful in my life, in my story. Probably what happened before I got sick was probably the most painful thing that's ever happened to me. Still processing it in Earth Character Shannon. So we've gone through a lot of pain together, and we've inflicted pain upon one another. And that's the part that I'm imploring you to understand is not real. It has nothing to do with who we truly are. This is where coming into that spiritual practice of understanding the depth of what it means to hold no judgment, to wash away all things as if they were from the east to the west, which they never meet each other. So that means gone. This is where we get to practice this truth with each other and keep our wits about us and understand that none of this is real with a capital R. It's only proposed. Our spirit family is real with the biggest capital R that exists. This connection, are you kidding me? We're from all over the globe. Are you kidding me? There's no way. And I know some of you, I'm preaching to the choir and you already get this, but help it to reassure you. Store up what you already know if you're not getting this. I mean, if you've already got this in your heart. And just join me in it. This is the sharing that I'm feeling. And we're all walking through the same thing. Now, it may manifest itself in different aspects, different circumstances, but it is the same thing, and the shift is what's creating it. The old doesn't want to go. We hold the new within our kingdoms. The old knows this. It's as simple as that. We're never separate, ever, and we never will be. And I just feel like this is a time for us to all kind of like let the water kind of settle down and be still, and just let those rafts that I was talking about slowly float back to one another, because they will, and they are. And it is and is. I can feel it already. This spirit connection that we all have with each other, and even if you don't watch my videos, you watch somebody else's, you know who you are, because we've all been drawn together. And I don't know about you, but through TikTok and other venues, many more have come in that had nothing to do with the original magnetics. whole new, like that, it's that decentralized network. And if you watch Derek's video about that, it gives a graphic of it. It's beautiful. Some of the arms shriveled off and became not usable anymore, but we've had so many new arms burst forward out of places that had nothing to do with the original magnetics. I find it fantastic, beautiful, and terribly encouraging. But this little spirit family, we've done this before. We have been corroborating with each other on this earth plane for thousands and thousands and thousands of millennia. We've done this before. That's why we know each other. And nothing ever proposed as a separation is ever going to work. And right now, I didn't think I was going to say anything, but I'm just going to throw something out there in complete transparency because, it's really important, I think, right now. And I'm at what am I at, 15 minutes? I apologize, this is going a little bit long. But I'm going to just throw it out there because this whole idea of feeling like, this is the other phase that's coming, feeling like you need to hide something or you need to keep something to yourself. There's been a lot of throwing around of words, from everybody. And this is part of the things that we've been doing that has caused damage in our little Earth character story. No damage in the real. But I'm going to be really honest and vulnerable with you because I always have been. The thing that happened before I got sick was the separation of a very close-knit and incredible relationship between myself and Damien. And if you don't know who Damien is because you don't know him by his first name, then this information isn't necessary to you. I have nothing to hide. We walked through processes that were everything about it, everything still is perfectly meant. But our Earth character, a connection that stayed in proximity to each other ended. And that's the painful part I was talking about. And I will only speak of my own truth and my own experience in it because it's absolutely mine. And if I share my experience and my truth with you, I want to make it very clear that people understand this. There's a difference between sharing, which is a very divine feminine quality, which we all have divine feminine within us and masculine. The sharing and the exchange of love and care between people as they shared their own experience, as they perceived it, as they experienced it with another is not gossip. It isn't. We are in a place where our relationships and relating to one another are key to our survival, if you will, as our Earth characters. Of course, when we're talking about the as above, we know that's a done deal. Nothing can touch that. But as we're working this Earth plane, I can tell you right now that there are so many things that the old is weaving itself into to trick us. And one of the things is that fine line between you saying something about another person with the right, Derek said this, he talked about heart posture. This is the key, heart posture. Me sharing with you and being completely open and saying to you what is happening in my personal life is my experience, it's my story, it's my truth, and it's my choice to share that with you. And nobody else can say anything about what I'm doing. They can, but I don't believe their propositions in their words. Do I love them? Yes. Will I continue to be close to them and pour my love to them? Yes. Are they my spirit family? Yes. Has anything changed? No. But the auric field have changed. So now I have choices to make. And that's what I will do. But I'm not going to stand here and talk. I did in the beginning. I felt myself doing it, being vague. Well, there was this circumstance. You know what? The veil is dropping. We are going to come to a place where nothing will be hidden anymore. So I have no concern. I'm perfectly safe. You're perfectly safe. There is no need for protection in Christ. So yes, my relationship with my beloved Damien in the physical realm came to an end. And it was difficult. And that's all I'm going to say about it. But it is a thing. And I know, see, this is the thing, is that I know that you're all empathic souls. I know that you're all beautiful spirit beings. You all know this. We all know this about each other. All we have to do is look at one another and we pick up all the shit. We already know. If we don't have the words to put the definitions and the details in it, we know in our hearts. So you know what? I'm just done playing with that. For myself and my kingdom, veil dropped. I've got nothing to hide. Everything that's in me is out of me. And this is what we're moving towards. This new dimension that we're going to be living in is going to be so beautiful. It's going to be something we don't even understand. It's going to take us a little while to adjust to it. So my life and the paradigm in my life has completely flip-flopped and completely changed. So hopefully that helps to encourage you a little bit, because All of us are experiencing seriously, seriously difficult processes. And, oops, I just got my mic. You probably can't hear me very well. The mic on my phone is old and doesn't work very well, so I use the one for my headphones. Anyways, technical difficulties. And believe me, everything in this morning has tried to stop me from doing this reach out. So that's pretty much all I wanted to share, was that we just keep going. And to assure you that, like I explained before, all these processes that I've gone through, that my love for all of you, Damien included, in the ether, in the as above, has not been moved by any of these proposals. What occurred between Damien and I in this physical earth game that we're playing? It's a proposal. I look it right in the face and I don't buy it. I don't buy anything that this outer proposes to my inner anymore. My inner rules the outer, and it never goes the other way anymore. I love you all so much. And I think transparency, authenticity, innocence, and vulnerability is some of the superpowers of the next phase of this game. And I know how hard it is. I know many people still feel a need to protect themselves, because if they speak anything that might be personal nature, someone can use that information to hurt you in this earth game. Of course they can. Let them. It isn't yours. It's that simple. So I have transparency. I am completely, just basically on my own, and staying that way until Spirit sees fit and I see fit for that to change. We're all moving in our directions that we need to go to gather the gems and the beautiful things that Spirit has left for us to find and to remember. But we will never be separated ever. And I know in my heart that we will all be this incredible, wonderful, benevolent family that will lead the entire planet and Gaia herself into the next dimension. That's why we're here. I love you all so much, and wow, 21 minutes. I haven't made a video that long in a long time, but I felt like this was really important. It's been a long time since I've done it, and once again, each one of you, I couldn't mention you by name because it would take me another 20 minutes to do that, but each one of you know who you are. I'm grateful. I felt your hearts in every step of this very dark place that I went through. And like I said, I'm going to be making videos divulging the interior of it and what occurred, and sharing some hopefully helpful information with you from the other side of the old order that is throwing every little bit of shit out it can think of at us. Just remember, it's only a proposal. The only real, the only truth is right here, because we're all connected to that. Don't believe the proposals, but don't run from them either. That gives them power. Don't belittle them. Don't begrudge them. Embrace them. Allow them. Accept them. Look directly at them. As they're beating on your flesh or whatever occurs, I don't believe you. And you will come through it, and you will gain beautiful insights, gifts, and spiritual frequencies that will level you up and level you up as you do it. And I'm telling you, I know it ain't for sissies. It's not easy. What I just went through. Oh my God. The 2 phases I just went through. First having my heart ripped out of my chest, and then having my lungs pretty much ripped out of my chest physically. It's not easy to face the beast and look at that beast and go, I don't buy your proposal. And you know what else? I love you. Because I see what you truly are. And your truth is safe with me in my Christed heart. I love you guys so much. I want you to have a beautiful, blessed day, and just go in your kingdom and look towards the focus of this energetic frequency softening connection. And let us all, with intention, be aware and remember it, because it was never severed in the first place. It's just been fucking proposed like nobody's business. I will hold my ground with all of the belief in me. What's the name of my channel? I believe. I have an overabundance of it, and I'm always been too much for everybody, and now I know why. Because I will hold this ground, and I will believe for every one of you until you come into that place that you can do it yourselves. And I will never let go, and I will never forget. You have my promise on that. Love you guys so much. Have a beautiful, blessed day, and I will be coming at you soon.